Well, it's package day and we've got a really light one. So light that I'm afraid that it's not even metals. I almost feel like I might have swindled myself into some more sports cards or something, but let's not jump to conclusions. Who knows? Maybe we've got some, rhodium or iridium or something in here. Who knows? So let's take a look and see what we got in store. If we can ever figure out how to penetrate this box. We've got some ideas. Enter. Am I getting trolled here? Is there anything in here besides nothing? Oh my gosh. Seriously? All of this box for a single prospector? 10th ounce that too? Not even like it's not even a quarter ounce prospector or anything like super sought after. It's just a 10th ounce prospector. Yeah. Not sure what this is. Well, that's quite an unboxing for such a tiny little round. Can you even see that? Probably not. Well, you guys have seen these 10th ounce prospectors already, so I'm not going to really bore you with that. I think, we can't just open one of those boxes and think that that's going to be satisfying. It's great to pick up these fracks. I'll just say that, and I do pick up the fracks. I do wish though that if somebody was sending me such a small frac like that, I mean, packaging is important, but dang, that was pretty overkill. I try to make sure when I'm packaging stuff that they are packaged properly, that they're not moving around, there's nothing that's going to happen. But I use an adequate amount of packaging. I don't go overboard, right? Because I don't know. That didn't require a box to me. That's all I'm gonna say. That didn't require a box. Could have just made like a makeshift envelope or, a makeshift box. I usually like to do the makeshift box. I'm a big fan of that, and I find that to be very economical and very, it's just easier. It's just easier for everybody involved. Wow. This thing's pretty heavy actually, whatever this is. Quite excited about anything that carries some weight because, as you know, that gives you slightly better value when better return on your money when you are buying bullion, right? Because collectibles, small denomination, that stuff comes at a higher premium. It also sells at a higher premium though, so that's what people don't really realize. People get obsessive. People get obsessive about, oh, I need to get as close to spot. And I say that all the time because that's you being obsessive, right? You don't need to be that obsessive about it. Why? Because when you buy something that's close to spot, then you're going to sell it that's close to spot. Then you're going to sell it for close to spot. When you buy something that is high above spot, well, if you are impatient, yeah, you can sell it for close to spot, but if you're selling it the way that you probably bought it, or maybe not the way that you bought it, but if you bought something that requires you to sell it in a different way, well, in order to get that same premium back, well, then you try to sell it that way, and then you will get that same premium back. You might have to be a little bit more patient, but that's the common fallacy that I see when people get so obsessive about being close to spot. They just will be looking at some vintage piece, that only is 500 minted, and be like, well, I want, it'll be listed for 150 bucks or something, and they'll be like, well, I want this for $50 because that's still twice above spot. That's more than two times spot. So you're just being greedy. No, actually, this is only 500 minted, and this is the only one that's available, right? So it's like, it's supply and demand because you literally cannot find these anymore. And so, certain collectibles are just highly sought after, and that's just the way it is. And so you can't just say that, oh, it's unfair. Well, that's what the market price is. If it's unfair, then just don't buy it then, and go look for something that's more fair, that's equally as collectible, right? You don't have to buy it. You can go find a nice stack of A-marks. Nice. Always happy to add some A-marks to the stack. Looks like these are some 1981s. They're going to have the AM logo there on the front. So always like picking up some A-marks. This is going to be kind of one of the more unique ones because it's got just a single digit there and through the middle, 190. And here's another one. There's another single digit there. So very cool. Always like adding more A-marks to the stack. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to add, and that's always very, very exciting. Always like grabbing some more chunkers. I don't know how many chunkers we got, but we got a lot of them back here. Let's take a look. See how many. Here's another set of chunkers. Here's another set of chunkers. Here's another set of chunkers. Oh yeah, we're loaded up on chunkers now. I wouldn't mind having a few more chunkers, but that's quite a few. That is quite a few. Yeah. Perhaps, we've reached a temporary halt, temporary limit in A-marks. But anyways, hope you enjoyed these, and hope you enjoyed this. Peace. Random thoughts while driving. So something I was just thinking about was the pricing of collectibles, and a lot of times people, look at vintage collectibles and they're like, well, how can it be so much above spot? Well, guess what? When you're talking about collectibles and vintage, it's not based off of just spot. It's valued off of multiple things, and that's the beauty of vintage, is that you have you have security of valuation of multiple things, right? It's not just based off of the spot value. When you buy generics, you're paying close to spot, and that's all you're going to get. You're only going to get close to spot too, right? And so valuation of collectibles is so volatile because liquidity is so low. There's so few of them out there, right? And the rarer it gets, the more obscene and more volatile the pricing gets, right? Because it's completely based off of what the seller is willing to let it go for, right? Because they cherish that vintage collectible, right? And so you'll find that the prices vary wildly, and the prices are very volatile for vintage collectibles because the only place you can buy them is on the secondary market, and the secondary market sellers don't value collectibles like big box retailers like AppMax and stuff do, who just treat them like generics because they're not generics. The secondary market sellers actually evaluate collectibles and vintage in the correct way, in my opinion, and so because of that, you're only going to be able to purchase a vintage or collectible from a secondary market seller for the price that they value it for. It's what they are willing and happy to let it go for, because that's what they value it at. And so even in the housing market, you'll see this, people paying obscene prices for whatever, right? And that's because that's what the market demands. There are a couple people who feel that they would really like that place or that piece or that coin or that round or that bar, and that's what the market dictates is the price. For generics, the market also dictates the price, but the liquidity is very, very high because there's very, very many people selling very
very, very many generics, and so there's a very, very stiff competition when it comes to selling generics, and it's very, very easy to buy generics and to sell generics for that matter. Anyways, that's all I had to say.